Hello everybody, quick video today. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to take it with my iPhone because it would take forever to sync and then load and edit and blah blah blah. Don't have time for it today. But I thought I'd give you a special treat video anyway. As you guys know, in 2 days, I am going to be hopping a plane up to Canada. So, obviously I have to prepare for that, right? The last couple blasters I made were all preparation for this war before if I even knew if I was going yet or not. So I've been continuing and tweaking stuff and just making it all, ship shape, making sure everything works perfectly before I pack it up in the suitcase and throw it in the car on the way to the airport. So let me show you guys what I've been working on. Okay, so I know you guys are up to date on the Stampede pretty much. I did do a couple more things to it, but I'm going to save that for last because you're probably like, oh my god, it's that same Stampede again. I'm so sick of hearing about it. But here's a blaster that I actually made a little while ago. Let's see if you guys remember it. It's one of my 40 or some long shots that I've modified, and it's the only one I still own. Well, I have a second one down here, but it's the one Bad Wrench gave me, and I stripped it for parts. Sorry, Bad Wrench. I needed them. Anyway, it's my classic red and black schemed long shot paint job with the Maverick integration and singled up in the front here. I used this at Apocalypse with some pretty good success. I used my quad shot for the majority of the day, but I did drag this out of the bag. It's fun to use. It's just, one shot as compared to 4 shots, but this hits a lot harder. And it's a little more accurate than the quad shot, but then the quad shot is 4 shots, so it doesn't have to be as accurate. I dragged this out the other day, and the Maverick thing, the pull string for the Maverick had snapped and it snapped like either at Apocalypse or shortly after Apocalypse. I can't remember when, and I never fixed it. And the Maverick was primed, and it lay there primed for like 6 or 7 months. So I decided, you know what, I'm actually gonna fix this. So I used something I use these a ton. They're called insulation supports, and they're just long, thin metal, I wouldn't say wire, rod. Long, thin metal rod, and that's what I made this trigger out of. So that's it. So it's not like pulling a key ring, it's actually a second metal trigger. And there you go. Works amazing. No problems with it whatsoever. So that's actually a second trigger, and it doesn't get in the way when I'm pulling the first trigger. So I'm gonna, every time that I do an integration now, I'm gonna use a physical trigger like this. I saw somebody do it on a long shot with a Darttech blaster, with a physical trigger. I can't remember who it is, but it was somebody on Nerf Haven. I think it was Assassin NF, but whatever. It still has my 3 ammo holders in the bottom and the one in the handle. And yeah, I redid the breech up here because it was getting kind of loose and I was worried about it. So this has a new T-joint, and the springs back here are ridiculous. It's a K26, a long shot spring, and there's one other random spring, I can't remember what it is. And it's hitting 120 feet. The barrel, let's see if I can get, I just had the angle, there it is. Nope, I fail. Okay, so the barrel here is beveled, which means that I widened the just the end here with my Dremel so that it's easier to push darts into it. And yeah, I'll fire for you. Why not? I'm making a bunch of darts for Apocalypse, as you guys saw in the last video. I've only made about 40 actual complete Steffens, but I have a bunch of Steffen tips that have yet to go on darts. So here, turn these real quick. So, very, very powerful. I'm assuming it's going to be probably what I use for Defend the Core to initially pierce the paper, which will be fun. Same as always, the Maverick turret is detachable, and the other turret is up there on the shelf still. I have a dart around here. Yep, there's a dart. I can show you how the Maverick fires. And it does take some getting used to actually efficiently take in and out the turret, but it's certainly manageable. So, the Maverick, it's a Maverick, it doesn't get that far. Actually, let's use a modified Streamline. That's better. So, Excellent Blaster, that's one I'm going to be taking with me. So this next one I actually made a video of, but never got around to posting it, so I'm just going to do it over again for simplicity. Or that be... whatever. So, here it is. It's a Recon, and actually, let me take this off. So, it's a normal Recon. I can't even talk today. It has a brass barrel, just the half brass mod that I do to all the Recons. Locks removed, except this lock, so I can't pull it back now, which is nice, because I'd find myself prime it, and then, you know, run around with it for a minute, and then go to shoot, and the thing would have slipped back, and that's frustrating. So I took that black thing out in the end, and sawed it off so I could do a power stock mod. And this is 1-inch PVC, and these on the end are 1/2-inch PVC, which goes around the basic plastic bars that used to be there because they were very weak, but now this is nice and sturdy against the shoulder. It doesn't bend or anything. Don't actually know what that spring is, but it was one of the ones that I had down here, and it fit great. So that, when this plugs in, this rests against the orange plunger, so when it's primed, it compresses the normal spring and the spring back here. That's called a power stock. And I don't want to dry fire it, so we'll start real quick. It hits very nice ranges, I think. Last time I checked it was like 55, 60 feet, which is nice for a Recon. And to go with the shortened stock, I shortened the front barrel. I actually saw somebody on eBay do this front barrel shorten, and, you know, I wasn't going to buy his because I had 3 Recons, just do one of my own. And I think this is like a cool blaster. It's minimized, I don't want to use the word cute, but that's what comes to mind when you see this and your frame of reference for a Recon is, you know, much longer. This is cool. I like it. The quad shot's upstairs, and there's nothing new to it, so I'm not going to go over that. So the last thing on the list is the Stampede again. And really all I did now is give it a little bit of a paint job. I painted in some of the Digi Camo. I'm really not good at painting Digi Camo, but you know, I don't like leaving things the stock color, but this did look very nice just in the yellow, and I didn't have time. You know, when I found out I was going to Canada, I had a week, and you know, I didn't want to take everything out, unscrew it all, make the map where everything goes just so I can wash the cell, then sandblast it, then prime it, and then hand paint it, and then gloss coat it, and then have everything back together. That would take me like 2 weeks, and I didn't have that kind of time. So I just went in with a normal brush without sanding or anything and just did in some of this Digi Camo. And I think it looks nice. And I added some gray, which most of you probably won't even realize, up here, and these spots. Same thing with the other side. Painted that gray, and in the back here, as well as the front dots. So it just gives it a little bit of a unique flair. It's nice. I'm happy with it. So yeah, I'm going to be making a trip to Canada video where like it's going to be the morning I wake up, and what happens when I go down there, like any complications at the airport, getting off, you know. I made them before and people have liked them, so doing it again. See you guys soon.